Good afternoon, everyone. Everybody ready to let's celebrate? Once again, my name is Russell Smith. I'm the superintendent here, and we want to welcome you out today. You know, back here in 1979, 39 years ago, Patterson was built. Now, 24 years ago now, we came together with a committee, and this committee had a vision to expand Patterson Center. And now in 2003, that's when they reopened Patterson Community Center. And we want to thank this committee for all their hard work. As I call your name, will you stand up? We want to start out by saying to our chair of the committee, Mr. Ronald Washington. And member of this committee, Mr. Charles A. Vance. Dr. Gloria Bonner. Mr. Chris Bradford. Mr. Edward Brown. Mr. Bush Campbell. Mr. Richard Gordon. Mr. Patrick Newman. Mr. Dwight Overton. Mr. Bush Vaughn. Mrs. Mary Watkins, Mr. Mary Wade. I'm looking at Miss Mary Watkins about to call, but Miss Mary Wade. And also, Mr. Lanny Goodwin. Mrs. C.C. Callan Carr. Mrs. Deborah Patrick. And now, we want to have a silent moment of the late Mr. Dennis Rainier and Mrs. Mary Lou Anderson. A moment of silence. Thank you. Now, 2018, 15 years, we are celebrating Patterson Community Center. And once again, we want to thank this great committee for your well-done job. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here today. So we want to thank you for coming out today to help us celebrate our 15-year anniversary. And before I take my seat, I also would like to introduce our new director and assistant director, Angela Jackson and Nate Williams. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you so much, Russell. Lena, come on up. We have a very special musical presentation for you now.
You want to hold the mic? You want to hold this mic? Okay. All right, there you go. You just hold.
Well, I think I have to follow that. Next up, please welcome Mr. Gray Lyles. Come on up, Gray.
Thank you, and congratulations to Angela Jackson, Nate Williams, Mr. Russell Smith on a job well done. I bring you greetings on behalf of the Murfreesboro City Schools, our director, Dr. Linda Gilbert, as well as our Board of Education. One of the first activities that I became involved in when I came to this community to go to MTSU about 44 years ago. I'm not dating myself, I hope. But I remember working with Nate on the Bicentennial Celebration Committee for the city of Murfreesboro. So we're grateful for the partnership that exists between Murfreesboro City Schools and Murfreesboro Parks and Recs. You allow us to use your facilities. You open your doors to us, to our families, to our children. This particular facility serves as a summer feeding site for our children 18 and under. You have allowed us to celebrate our African American cultural celebration here for a number of years. You allow us to host the Folk Fest dancers during the summer, Taste of Latin America. We were part of your most recent National Night Out activity here last week. So again, on behalf of Murfreesboro City Schools, our children, our parents, thank you for being our partner, and thank you for all you do for this community.
Thank you so much, Gary. Now please welcome to the microphone Dr. Gloria Barr.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. I'm excited to be a part of this wonderful celebration. And Mr. Russell Smith, please thank you for the invitation. And of course, I'm going to yield to our chair in acknowledging the great job that Councilman then, Ron Washington, and Lanny Goodwin, thank you for your leadership and support. We have a lot of memories about the process, and you all spearheaded that and did it magnificently. Now, I'm home, I'm at home. I grew up in this neighborhood, and I'm so excited for what Patterson means to those of us that grew up here throughout our lifetime. But you know, lately I've been humming the tunes of Aretha Franklin. And if I may just digress for a minute, out of respect for the late, great Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin, I would like to invite you to join me in a moment of silence in tribute to her amazing contribution to the fabric of this American culture, especially as a musical icon. And the significance of Miss Franklin's impact has transcended genres, because she represented and could sing anything. It has transcended cultures, both nationally and internationally, and also transcended generations. Can you remember growing up on Saturday mornings and your mom and dad would pop in one of the songs by Aretha Franklin while we were cleaning the house, Mary Wade? And that vibrated through our homes, but also through our souls. And as you know, Miss Franklin was not only born with the gift of perfect pitch, but she was truly the majestic voice and the soundtrack of the people and for the people at a very pivotal time in history, especially prior to the era of desegregation. And we truly honor and celebrate not only her genius, but also her life and the rich legacy that she is leaving us in such a soulful and powerful way. So could you join me in a moment of silence in tribute to the late, great Aretha Franklin? Thank you. May God bless the Queen of Soul. Now, for why we are here. I'm just thrilled to our administration, Ms. Angela Jackson, Executive Director, and also our Associate Executive Director, Mr. Nate Williams, in the absence of our esteemed Honorable Mayor, Shane McFarland, our City Manager now, members of the City Council. That was a very critical part of our process then as it is now, and members of my colleagues, the members of the Murfreesboro City Parks and Rec Commission, and the great staff. Mr. Slim, you've got an amazing staff of the Patterson Park Community Center. So I honor each of you for doing such a great job. Happy 15-year anniversary to Murfreesboro Parks and Rec, but on behalf of Patterson Center, with emphasis on the term community, because it was truly a community-wide effort. And if you remember, Councilman Washington and Lanny, Dr. Goodwin, we strategically organized public forums to make sure the process was not only strategic and intentional, but also inclusive. And I vividly recall the life and legacy of Dr. Patterson, the namesake of this center. And I'm just going to take a moment to help members who come through the doors daily to just share some memories about that namesake. Dr. Patterson, as you know, was the local dentist, and he transferred his office from downtown Murfreesboro around the Meek Slide to our community here across the street on University and the corner of University and Castle. That's where Mr. Chuck Avon and Ron Washington grew up with me. They were the babies in the community. But Dr. Patterson was more than just a dentist to our community. He was also a highly influential community advocate for the underserved population, underrepresented members of the population in Murfreesboro throughout the city, not just in this vicinity, but all over the city. He was also a member of the Mayor's Advisory Council, even then. And he helped to organize a lot of civic organizations that was of benefit to all of us. In addition, he served on the Housing Committee, and if there were members of the community that needed adequate housing, he made sure those things happened. He was active as well in the E.A. Davis Lodge, in addition to his membership and service to a lot of the professional dental societies at the local level, the state level, and national levels. Now, Patterson Park Community Center, as a result of all the work of that esteemed committee that has been recognized before, is now a beacon of this community in ways that epitomize the values of Dr. Patterson. And I am grateful to former Mayor Joby Jackson and former Councilman Ron Washington, and, and chair of that 12-member Patterson Park Citizen Task Force, for the opportunity to serve and just have a little part in making something small into something really great and magnificent for this community. Both Mayor Jackson and Councilman Washington made the mission of that task force crystal clear to the rest of us. And former chair of the Murfreesboro City School Board, Mary Wade, if you remember, we were charged with the task of determining the programs and the facility design that was desired not by the committee, but was desired by the community to meet the recreational, the social, the educational, the cultural, as well as the wellness needs of a rapidly growing community. Now, fast forward 15 years later. What a difference 15 years makes. And since the task force was convened then in 1995, we also understood the significance of being committed to a process that would uniquely position us to, or position the center and the community to move towards the 21st century. And we kept that in mind the entire time that we served. And now 15 years later, oh, what a difference, that we honor and celebrate the current city administration and their leadership, and the Patterson Park Center staff with their leadership for continuing to uphold the legacy not only of Dr. James Robert Patterson, but also the best interests of the city of Murfreesboro by making this center a vital part of the heartbeat of our great community called Murfreesboro. I'm honored to be a part of this celebration, and I thank you for what you have done to make this a beacon for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Gloria. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Yes.
Who would like to hear a little more music from Nina? Yeah? I think so. Come on up, Lynn. Your feet is smooth.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting for me. I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care, so they call us crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. The little dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what
know where it's Lena later, right? Just one word, that's all I really need. Lena, there you go. Thank you. So first second, one more time for Lena. So good. Well, there's one thing I know who could follow that, I think. I don't know if we choose to or not, but we have our former director of Murfreesboro Parks and Rec, Lanny Goodwin. Would you like to say a few words? Or maybe sing a few words?
Good to have you here, man. Good to see you.
Thank you. I think I'll pass on the singing. Well, it's good to be here. Congratulations on 15 years. I remember when we started this project. Matter of fact, I remember when I moved into this building in mid-'80s, and it was a small building. And children played at Holloway. They didn't come into this building. And we started making some changes, and I remember when Mr. Washington, and I'm sure he remembers, coming to the Parks and Recreation Commission and saying, you need to think about doing something to the Patterson Center to add the children into the program. And so I think that really sparked that whole initiative, and Mayor Jackson started the committee. We worked about a year and a half on that committee. We came out with a very good strategic plan. And Dr. Bonner, you remember what we called our program. We called it From Dreams to Reality. And we presented that to the city council, and I remember the night that I stood before the city council and asked for the approval to build Patterson Community Center, and the auditorium was full. And as soon as the city council approved that, everybody stood up and gave the city council a standing ovation because they knew that was the right thing to do. So here we are 15 years later. We've got a lot of folks. We've served thousands and thousands of people throughout the years. We've made a difference in people's lives. We've made a difference here in this community. And so continue the good work, Angela, Nate, Russell, great job. Thank you for inviting me. It felt very special when you called me. So thank you. It's good to see you all.
Thank you, Randy. Good to see you, sir.
And now, please welcome, if you'll choose to join us, Mr. Ron Washington. Told you we had some surprises today.
Thank you for coming out. It was a mission that God-driven, really. Charles Xavier and I, we live right next door to each other, right here in the projects. My sister's here, my mom's here. I don't know what drove us to do what we did, but the committee was outstanding. I don't want to call any specific names out, but they know who they are. And without them, this place with Lanny and support from the city council and mayors, if it wasn't for, I got to give him a shout out, Mayor Joe B. Jackson, that challenged us to make this a reality, it wouldn't have never happened. So thank the community, thank everyone, my family, my wife, everybody that tolerated me for this year and a half, for allowing God to do his business, to be honest with you. It's not about me, never was, never has been. It's all about you, being the best for you, providing you, the community with the resources and things that we saw were kind of missing at that time. I just thank God for the opportunity to serve you, and even though I'm retired pretty much from about everything, I'm still a phone call away. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the children and the parents and all of the people we have been touched by the opportunities that this facility has allowed for people to be the best they can be, because there was that personal enhancement. That's what drove us, the committee, and once again, I cannot thank all of them that served with me for helping to make this thing come to fruition. So, thank you, the staff, Parks and Rec, everybody. Thank you, and y'all have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Before we hand this back over to the distinguished Mr. Russell Smith, please welcome Ms. Janelle Jenkins. Come on.
Right. Hello, hello. All right, our superintendent, Mr. Russell Smith, and our entire team here did not want this day to go by without reflecting our youth and some of our staff that have been with us from the start here 15 years ago. So we got busy. We made our phone calls to our youth who are now college graduates, currently enrolled in college at MTSU, University of Memphis, Austin Peay, Milo State, Bryan University, UT Martin, and Carson Newman, just to name a few. If our youth aren't enrolled in college, they're working and serving in our community, they're serving our country in the military, and they are becoming productive citizens. One special youth is here with us today, Mr. Tory Rankins. Tory Rankins is very special to us here at Patterson. This is where he blossomed as a youth leader and a talented individual. He's faced many challenges and adversities, but he is still standing strong, and he is currently a student enrolled at the University of Memphis, majoring in business management with a minor in dance. Ladies and gentlemen, Tory Rankins. All right, at this time, I would like to acknowledge some very special individuals who have also contributed to 15 years of building community here at Patterson Park. These two individuals served here at the Patterson Park Community Center by sharing their gifts and talents with young people through dance. Craig Watkins and Todd Johnson are the most sought-after dance choreographers and have worked with many major artists and have toured around the country. And they started right here at Patterson Park Community Center. Currently, they are the owners of Cat Choreography, one of the most popular and in-demand dance studios here in Murfreesboro. This year, they will be celebrating 10 years of Cat, and in December, they will be performing their 20th dance recital. Now, if you have never been to a Cat Choreography dance recital, you gotta go. It's a show that you don't wanna miss. So at this time, if we can have Mr. Craig Watkins and Todd Johnson.
I'll say something real quick. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right out there? So, Patterson Center really changed my life. I can honestly say that literally, probably everything I've done all over the world, traveled all over the world, I've been on television, it actually happened from right here. So just being able to dance right here and hone our skills and our craft right here has taken us all over the world. So we definitely like to thank Patterson for honoring us with this, and thank you all.
All right, just a couple of more recognitions. I want to take this time to acknowledge our team here at Patterson Park, and we want to really acknowledge those that have been with us 10 plus years, okay? So at this time, I would like to recognize Mr. Chad Hill, Come on up. Chad is currently our wellness program coordinator. Chad, thank you for all your great work. Thank you. All right. This is a very special recognition front desk staff. Sherry Knox. She's been with us from the start. 15 years, Sherry Knox, working the front desk. We have another 15-year hard worker at the front desk, Ms. Tina Orr. Tina Orr. Tina still here? All right. We have to acknowledge Mr. Xavier Hamler, front desk. Miss Lynn Jones, front desk. All right. This next recognition is for Mr. Coach Ricky Fields. Where's Coach Fields? Oh, he's not. Okay. Carrie Stafford has been with us. Okay. Now this is a special recognition here. We have to acknowledge the man that keeps us safe, one of the men that keeps us safe here at Patterson. He's always looking out for us. He is Officer Lee Brandon. Where's Officer Brandon? Oh, okay. He was around here. Okay. I see Coach Fields. Coach Fields, come on and get your recognition. He's here. All right, Coach.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right. We have Mr. Bryce Reed. Bryce Reed has been with us for 10 years as well. Come on, Mr. Reed. I guess that says a lot about our team. They don't want to leave. They just enjoy working here, right? All right. Now, I see Officer Brandon. I'm going to wait. I want him to get his recognition. Officer Lee Brandon. Thank you so much for everything. All right, now last but not least, I need everyone to come stand on your feet and help me. This man does not need an introduction. He's been a leader here from the start for 15 years. He is currently now our superintendent. I'm talking about no other than Mr. Russell Slim Smith. Thank you.
I think we're ready for you, sir. That's a great cue for you. Speech.
What a day. This has been a beautiful day. We just want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today. I feel a little a little sad and I feel a little bad because, you know, the person that recognized us for this award, we didn't even give this person an award, and that's Janelle. Lord, Jenkins. We want to thank you for everything. You just don't know. You can't run a facility without people you can trust, people who got your back. You know, there's no such thing as an I in team. And say, I can't do it by myself. But I understand, as long as you look up to the hill, which cometh your help, he'll send us help. And look who he sent me, all the staff here at Patterson Community Center. I just want to thank them for everything you have done. Just like I said, I don't want the credit. I want to give the credit to everyone, from the committee down to the kids. You know, that's not my goal. My goal is to be here for the kids. I told the staff once, when they opened up this center, I was at Patterson Sports Con, and I was told that Russell Smith's going to be going to Patterson. And I wanted to go and talk to Larry Goodwin and Dennis Janelle, and just ask them, why me? Why me? Why I can't stay at the Sports Con? But you know what? It wasn't about me. You know, God have a plan for everyone. And I didn't question God. From the day I came in this center, I realized this is where I'm supposed to be. And I want to thank the Lord for this day. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. We want you to continue to utilize this center. This center was built for everyone. We don't look at color, race, or gender. When you walk through that front door, this is your home. So once again, thank you for everything. God bless you.